Good evening, and welcome. I trust you can hear me. How is everyone doing? You're welcome to type in the chat box, say hi, just let me know you can hear me, and let everybody else know you're here. Fabulous. Great. Wonderful. Loud and clear. Thanks, Rion. Awesome. Woohoo! So we are kicking off live this evening. So I'm sure, as many of you have expressed today, you couldn't wait for the session to start. And now we're here. This is it. So I hope that you are ready for a exciting session and certainly a new opening around your finances, a new way to think about it, a new way to take certain actions. So yeah, really cool. Okay, so let me just get onto screen number 1. So we're in our very first session to create the new foundation. So before we get started, just take a moment to think about what action, or rather, what do you need to do right now just to be present here, fully present here? Oh, let me just message Roxy. She can't hear. So Cheryl, great. You can hear loud and clear. Fantastic. Just going to quickly message Roxy here. Try and log out. So for any of you, if during the session you can't hear so well or the screen's not working or something, then what you need to do is, it's a bit inconvenient, I know, but it's all to do with your line speed. So the best thing to do is to try and log out and then log back in again. Park work. So some park work concerns, Naomi. So you're going to just put that aside. Anyone else just needing to set something aside to silence the inner chit chat? Yes, very good. Yeah, this is a new opening, a new. Well, by the end of the session, you will have a new perspective. Park, right? Yes, park the concerns. I get you, Naomi. Thank you. So, we're changing the future. When you have come so far and you've done what you've done in terms of your finances, and some of you may have heard me share this before, this is not an opportunity for judgment and self-criticism, but you are going to get to see a new viewpoint, a new perspective. So, Marsha, I see you can't see the screen. Only thing I can think about or think to suggest would be to log out and log in again. It's yeah, there's something happening with perhaps your line speed. So we're just on the second screen, so you haven't missed anything at this point. The screen simply says at the moment, it's just the introduction screen saying it's talking about the new foundation for your financial future. So this is a very exciting conversation. So I love that, Cheryl. You're in the zone. And yes, let's all remember to breathe. Absolutely. So I hope you have got your note paper and pen ready. This is a great opportunity to, write down the things that you want to take action on and the thoughts that come up for you. So let's get started. You ready? So this is just an overview on the screen right now of what we'll be covering tonight. So we're going to create a new context for your finances. So wherever you are right now, and whatever your bank balance is right now, whatever you're struggling with, we're going to create something new. Okay? And also, I'm going to be sharing some practices and habits and things that you can action following tonight's session. And they're not massive things, but they are things that are going to heighten your awareness about your finances and start you on the journey of transforming your relationship with your finances, which is pretty exciting. Hi, Sheetal, welcome, and welcome, Carla. Great to see you there. Fantastic. So I want to kick off this evening just to ask you all, how do you feel about your money? And just something I want to clarify as well for everyone here, that in terms of the group that we've created, I want everybody to know, welcome Tabo, I want you all to know that some of the people here this evening have done this journey with me before, and they are eager to participate again and just deepen their understanding, their transformation. It is an ongoing journey. So some of you might be feeling, well, Linda, I'm feeling great. We've done a lot of work already and I'm feeling great. And others may feel, well, actually, I'm sick and tired of the stress of finances, or I'm not happy at the moment about my bank balance, or I'm just excited to be here. I'm just excited to be taking this step. Okay. So I'd love to hear from you right now. How do you feel about your money? And even let's answer the question from, what had you decided to sign up for this course? There's an experience that you're having right now or have been having, and based on that, I'd love to just hear so that everybody can get a sense of, who's here and what your thoughts and feelings are right now about your money. So welcome, Lizelle. Great to see you here. Stressed, says Gwen. Could somebody just type there for Lizelle? If she's not able to hear, best thing to do is log off and log back in again. And always important to make sure that you turn off other programs on your computer. Yes, change the way money made you feel in the past. Excellent, Lakin. Fantastic. Unhappy. Excited to be on this course. Yeah. Frustrated and depressed. Wow, Roxy, thank you for sharing. This is just an opportunity just to, get those feelings out and express them rather than hold them in. Thanks, guys. Thanks for letting Lizelle know what to do. And it's sometimes just taking that moment to say, yes, this is how I feel. And that's the thing about this money system. It creates these feelings and these experiences, in our lives, and it's very real. Board face with slight optimism. Excellent. Excellent, Natalie. Excited to be here and take back control. Take back some control. Fantastic. So you'll see by the comments that are coming up now that, there are very real and also very different and contrasting experiences. And also some of the, the words that people are expressing right now may well, you may well relate to, or it may resonate for you. That, my word, that's how it feels. Could do with some more. Yeah. And that's it, Naomi, being in the driving seat of your money. Absolutely. Absolutely. That's what it's about. And these feelings are real. That's the thing about it, that so many people share with me over the years how, when they check or they go to the ATM, and they see how much money's left, it's got a very real, or it has a very real effect on them in that moment. Like that sort of like punch in the guts about, oh my word, how am I going to cope, or how am I going to get to the end of the, how am I going to get to the end of the month, for example. So very tricky. So thank you for sharing, everyone. That's really, really awesome. So this, as we talking about this thing called money, and the way it makes you feel, there is another component to, and some of you might be familiar with this already, and that is that money is a system of energy. In fact, I'd love to ask, how many of you have heard of that before? How many have heard of that before, that money is actually a system of energy? Okay, great. And just to expand on that, as you've probably also heard, is that we are energy. Everything's energy. And the things we're doing in our lives, it's expressing energy. And when we understand how it's energy, it just takes it to sort of another level of understanding, because so often it can feel like money is this thing that's separate from you, or money is this thing that you're trying to get more of, certainly. But when you start to see its energy, and that you're also energy, what's powerful about understanding that is you realize how you're also a magnet. Okay? And because you're a magnet, as in being this energy, it allows you to attract more when your magnet is attracting the right thing, or when your magnet is set up to understand that you're wanting to attract. Does it make sense? Welcome, Deborah. Welcome. So, understanding that money is a system of energy, and I'm going to share a bit more about this in a moment, but it just creates a new foundation. Okay, so if nothing else, and like Christabel's saying there, that you've heard that before, but you couldn't really relate. Okay, so I think this conversation is going to really open up for you a connection with money as a system of energy. Okay, so as this says on the screen right now, consider that money is an energy system. Okay, and with that in mind, consider that there is no scarcity of money. In fact, if you look around and consider it, there's money everywhere. You see happy people on payday because they're getting their money. So, but in actual fact, there's no scarcity of money. There's plenty of it. They're making more all the time. So what you then start to see and understand is the belief in lack, limitation, and scarcity only exists in our minds. Wow. Okay. So it only exists in our minds. That's really interesting. So just let that soak in for a moment. But now building on that, consider this. In the morning, when we wake up, none of us go outside and start to frantically breathe in. Breathe in, puff, puff, hold it in. So none of us go outside and start to frantically breathe in because we are afraid that later in the day, there will be a scarcity of air. So what happens? We breathe in and we breathe out every day and every moment throughout the day. And we think nothing of it. So let's go to the next slide here. We take it, and in fact, we just know that when we exhale, our next breath will be there. So you have that confidence, don't you? Just think about that for a moment, that confidence that is there. You know your next breath will be there. Because we also know that if you did not take your next breath, you would actually not last more than 3 minutes. So I want to invite you to consider that if the power that created us has given us enough breath to last as long as we shall live, can we not trust that everything else will also be so? Yeah, very good point there, Christabel. Thank you. So, what I'm inviting you to consider this evening, what if we trusted and believed from a deep place within that abundance is our birthright? And that experiencing abundance starts by focusing on being grateful for all that you do already have. And all that that we have in our lives. So just breathe that in for a moment. And let me know in the comments there, how does this resonate with you? Does this feel like, okay, yeah, it's a new way of thinking about it? So I'll just pause a few moments just to share now what are you seeing here? What is opening up for you here? Yeah, great. It's a great way of thinking about it. In a way, it helps you to transcend this trap of money, because that's how the money system can often present itself to us, that we feel trapped. Awesome, Naomi. Thank you. If you trusted, yes. Excellent, Roxy. And trust is an important component of this journey, I have to add. So as you can see on the screen right now, it says that, everything is energy, as I was saying earlier. And that's all there is to it. And now what you're needing to be doing is to match the frequency of the reality that you want. And guess what? You cannot help but get that reality. And it can be no other way. And as Albert Einstein says, this is not philosophy, this is physics. Pretty incredible to think about. So we've established that money is a system of energy. So I now want to bring you to another important point of tonight's conversation. So while we've now understood and started to create this foundation that, okay, money is a system of energy, how are we going to call more of it in? That, of course, would be probably the million-dollar question. And that's certainly what we're going to be addressing throughout the course. I'm now going to ask you what your experience is or what your opinion may be as to what is the most common complaint that people have when it comes to money. What do you find yourself saying even? What do you find yourself saying to be the most common complaint? Ah, spot on, Natalie. I have no money. Yep. Do not earn enough. Yep. Seldom enough. Yep. You guys have got it. Exactly. The most common complaint is, it's not enough. It's not enough. So, if you have ever felt that, and clearly from the feedback here, you have, this complaint of it not being enough, not only is it a common thread, there is a problem with this complaint. There is a problem with this complaint. And of course, well, the problem is it's not enough. But there's something else happening here. There's something else happening here. So I want to open that up for you. And so to do that, I want to ask you to think for a moment what, and not that you have to say exactly the amount unless you really would like to, but for those of you especially who have been working, let's say, for 5 years, 10 years, 20 years, or even if you've only been working for a few years, what were your earnings in your first job? Can you remember? And in fact, the question I'm going to really be asking here now as well is, was it less than what you're earning now? Yeah, a fraction of what I earn now, says Naomi. Excellent. So consider this, and this is probably 100% true for all of you, that what you're earning now is a lot more, or substantially more, than what you're earning now. So, whether it's, as I said, a few years, many years, there we go, 200 Rand. Thanks for sharing, Roxy. Yeah. And then you realize, oh my word, I'm earning a lot. I'm earning a lot more now. So while you're recognizing, and if we do the numbers as we're doing now in this exercise, you can see that you're earning more from a numbers point of view. Okay? So you're earning more than you were then. Okay, so we've established that. But nevertheless, that complaint continues. Have you noticed it? Or before I go there, so have you noticed that while the numbers, the value or the amount that you are earning has grown over a number of years, that complaint of not enough still shows up? Because all of you are earning more. And yet the conversation about earning more, or rather not earning enough, or not having enough, seems to have persisted. It seems to have persisted. And some of you might be thinking, when is that complaint going to go away? Which is going to bring me to my $1 million question in a moment, another $1 million question. So, what you're going to start to understand here, and this is both confronting and challenging and comforting, and that is this: it's not the money. It's not the money, it's you. So what do I mean by that? For so many people over the years, what they're wanting to do is to increase their income flow. Okay. And certainly that's a big component of this course. So don't worry, we are going to be addressing that. But what the perpetual experience is that as the income does increase, it's still not enough. So maybe it's not the money. Maybe it's not the money. Maybe it's you. And maybe that's also the good news. Because when you first realize that it's probably you, not the money, one can go, oh no, gosh, is there something wrong with me? Have I done something wrong? Am I going to be stuck here forever? So what I'm actually opening up here for you is that, first of all, it's not the money. It's you. But because it's you, that's where all the power is. That's where all the possibility and the potential exists to change it, to improve it, to expand it. So you are no longer going to be a victim of your money. You're no longer going to be a victim of your money because you are claiming back your power, because it's you. You are the cause, you are the reason, you are the one. But that's the good news. I don't want you to hear this in a disempowering way, but it's you. So how are you hearing this? Spot on, Christabel. Thank you for sharing that. Exactly. The irony of it is that we are creating. That's the thing, we are so powerful as human beings that we create our very experience. So when you come to realize that it's not the money, it's you, just breathe it in. Just breathe it in. And absolutely, Marsha, that's the other part of it, that, as things increase in price and you're getting less value, that's another component that, has it look like or feel like it's stacked against you. And I think that's a huge component. I mean, I think for all of us, you go to the shops just to buy groceries and, basics like bread and sugar and so on, and the prices just keep on creeping up. But now here's the essence of this message and conversation. We are, in essence then, allowing ourselves to live at the effect of both our bank balance and the cost of things out there. And with inflation, the prices are going up. And so that leaves people in a continually disempowered place. And when you trying to create your future and get your finances in order, but you are totally disempowered and you're feeling like a victim and you don't even know where to start, you can start to see how it's going to keep one stuck. And that's why you're here tonight, to start to see it in a new way and understand that, well, it's you. So first of all, money is energy. And we've looked at what the common complaint is. And the common complaint seems to persist even over decades for some people. Like it still is never enough. And now what I'm presenting to you is, well, it's not the money. It's not the money. Oh my word. How is that possible? What can that mean? It's not the money. Which of course brings us to the next natural question of when will it be enough? So when will it be enough? When you earn more? Maybe. But I'm going to give you access to something that is going to transform your experience tonight. And it's not reliant on your bank balance. And this is something that starts from within. And that's why I love this work so much, because this is about empowering yourself from the inside out. Does that make sense? You know, it's like the inside needs to be stronger. The inside needs to be more confident. The inside needs to be ready to take it to the next level, so that the outside, and when I say outside, those are the results. That's when the results start to change. Because it's you. So how many of you are feeling a bit either excited about the idea that it's you, or maybe some of you are feeling a bit scared that it's you? And either place is fine, really. Either place is fine. Because I want you to feel the feelings. I want you to feel the process of, oh my word, what if it is me? But then you can do something about you. Hopeful and excited. Excellent. And then also my question of when will it be enough? Excellent. Thanks, guys. When will it be enough? So if the common complaint is it's not enough, and you can speak to people and they'll provide evidence, they'll explain to you what's happened, and they'll have reasons and they'll have stories, and it's very real. Yeah, it's kind of scary. And it's not necessarily comfortable when you start to realize, like, oh, okay, yes, it is me. But again, as I said earlier, there's no judgment here. None at all. And I really, really, really don't want any of you to start feeling any sense of self-judgment or self-criticism, because that will undermine what we're going to be doing here. Okay? But rather to own it, to go, oh my word, look how powerful I am. Because guess what? You are powerful. And I'm going to be showing you a lot of that. You're so powerful that you can cause it to go in both directions. But now we're going to focus on in a particular direction. So another 0 at the end of your salary check. Excellent. Okay, so those are results, yes, that we will aim to get, Naomi, absolutely. So the question is here for you, when will it be enough? Now don't worry, I'm going to answer the question for you, and it may be. So when will it be enough? So here is the answer for you. For those of you who are getting to wonder, well, yes, Linda, it will be enough when I get a 0 at the end of my salary check. Yes, I can, and Naomi, having said that, if you think back to the salary you earned at the beginning, therein lies the sort of the conundrum that your salary has increased, and yet it's still not enough. So here is the answer I want to share with you. It is enough when you, drum roll please, boom, 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 boom. Okay, I'm not such a good drummer. Boom, boom, boom. It is enough when you, breathe this in, when you say, Oh my word. It is enough when you say it is enough. Wow. I bet you weren't expecting that. It is enough when you say it is enough. And let me explain why this is so vitally important. This puts the power squarely back with you. Sure, yeah. Now, the power in this is that this is not determined on your bank balance. This is not based on what debt you might have. This is not based on the savings you have or don't have. It's not even based on, whether you're able to give to others, contribute to charity organizations. It's enough when you say it is enough. Now, let me add, in the moment that you say it is enough, that doesn't mean you're not opening the door for increased flow. In fact, it's the opposite that's true. Because just check into this vibrationally. As you say, if this becomes your mantra, like tomorrow you wake up and you say, thank you, it is enough. Thank you, I have enough. What you are powerfully creating here out of this evening session is, this is the new foundation I started to talk about. It is enough. Because while people are stuck in the complaint of it is not enough, what's happening is their words, just the power of their words is keeping them trapped in not enough. And you know what? It never will be enough, because there's always going to be that curveball. So if you are energetically, or not even energetically, if you are speaking or feeling or experiencing it's not enough, and well, there's plenty of evidence to support that, we need to transcend it. You cannot stay stuck in that not enough conversation, because the longer you stay in that not enough conversation, what's happening is you are actually perpetuating the very condition that you're trying to escape. So that's kind of like the irony of it. So one can feel and acknowledge and say, oh, it's not enough and I just need some more and it'll be better when, so the when is in the future. What about today? What about this moment? What about right now, right in this moment? Breathe it in and go, like stop the train. It is enough. Like it is enough. Now, as I said earlier, it doesn't mean we're not opening the door for more abundance, because we are. But we're not on the back foot coming from scarcity and coming from it's not enough. We're opening it up and saying, wow, it is enough. I am taken care of. And now I welcome more. And I can be grateful in advance for the more that I welcome in. So this is going to be, for some of you, something that you can adopt quite easily. And some of you might feel, no, this is not resonating, or I can't, embrace this idea. So, if you're loving it, great. If you're struggling with it, well, I invite you to hang out with it. Because a lot more of the course, as the course unfolds, obviously, will be coming back to the understanding of the power that you have when you state, it is enough. It is enough. What you're doing is, and what I love, you are validating. You're validating yourself. So instead of focusing on the fact that you're stuck or that you caused this, responsible for it, you can rather focus on the positivity that's there. That look how far you've come. Look how far you've come. And now imagine where you can take it to with the new mindset and the right focus. Does that make sense? It is enough. So it's a very, very short and simple statement. But it's not a statement, people, and that's exactly it, Natalie. By saying it is enough, you're opening the door to manifest more. Because you're already abundant when you say it's enough. And if you focus on, and really, let's be honest, for all of us, if you focus on what you do have, and let's look at that. For all of us, we have a home right now. We have laptops or computers to connect. We have internet connection. We have probably had supper, or if you haven't had supper yet, you will be having supper later. We have so much. We have people in our homes that love us. We've got our lives. We've got our friends. We've got our families. We've got our dreams. We actually have so much that by focusing on the concept of it being enough already fills you with a sense of abundance. And again, a foundation, I believe. So it is enough is going to become your mantra, or certainly one of your mantras or affirmations, okay? There are some more, so we're not limited to one. It is enough. How are you doing? I'm doing well. I have enough. Just try it on. Who could be the first person that you share this with? How are you doing? How are the finances going? Oh, it's enough. I'm doing great. So there's a spin-off from this, because the more positively you speak about your finances in the present moment, the better you feel. The better you feel. And again, I want to highlight that how you feel moment by moment is literally what gives you your life. And in this moment, what you have got and what you can claim is enough, which leads to peace of mind, leads to empowered, better creativity. It leads to just feeling good about yourself and good about your future. But it's a spin on what most people say. And sadly, to also add, most people say it not being present to or conscious of the negative and damaging effect it's having on them. And the reason being is because they've got all the evidence. They've got all the evidence to show you why it's not enough. Makes sense? So, the question, or the answer to the question of when will it be enough, it's not about your bank balance. It's about you. And it's about when you choose to say it is enough. Magically, you're setting up a new future. Now, it doesn't mean that there isn't work to do. So you can't just sit at home and keep saying it's enough. You need to get out there, okay? So there is that balance. But I'm sure you get that. Okay, so who's loving this? Who's feeling, okay, I like this. I like this idea. I could embrace this. I could take this and have it as my mantra. Tomorrow morning, you wake up and you go, it is enough. Thank you. Thank you. It is enough. Now, the little voice in your head, of course, might tell you that it's not enough. And the little voice in your head might also tell you that there's a whole bunch of reasons why it's not enough. Because that's what you've got. You've got a little bit of a voice in your head. And guess what? You mustn't listen to that voice in your head, because it's just a voice in your head, and it will only undermine you. It will only undermine you. So you all can hear that little voice, okay? And here's a distinction I'd like to share with you, that something that I heard a while back, and it was so empowering to hear it, and that is that voice in your head, it's actually not you. It's just a voice in your head. And you know what? You don't have to listen to it. So when it's trying to undermine you or have you question yourself or plant seeds of doubt, the truth of it is you don't have to listen. Because when you wake up tomorrow morning and you say to yourself, or you say to the mirror, say you're brushing your teeth and you say, look at yourself in the mirror and go, wow, I have enough. It is enough. The voice in the head's going to go crazy. It's going to try and undermine it. Okay, so I'm just telling you that so that you're ready and you're prepared, that when you hear that little voice, you can go, oh, I don't need to listen to that, because you are creating your new future through your powerful words. And it starts with the acknowledgement of it is enough. And it's simply a function of you saying it. Okay, it doesn't have to be backed up with evidence of your bank account or evidence of debt that's been cleared. There's no evidence needed. It's a function of you stating it, because your words are powerful. And okay, yay, we are moving forward. I want to share more with you on this. So while I say to you that it is enough, this goes beyond that, which expands to you. And this is very important for everyone to get, because so often we are so, again, self-critical that we forget that you are enough. So often we focus on how we don't feel we're good enough. And we focus on what's wrong, and we focus on maybe a failure or two, and we didn't do this right, and we didn't do that right. So, you might even question, how can I possibly be good enough? So my message tonight is not just about you and your finances. It goes to the heart of you. And to acknowledge that not only will you want to be saying it is enough when it comes to your finances, you want to grab hold of the statement and to say it yourself. I am enough. I am good enough. Now, I know this can be quite confronting. A lot of people are very quick to, or not so much quick, but certainly can be aware of the degree to which they tend to say, I'm not good enough. So what are you hearing when you take it to the next level, beyond just your finances, and you understand that your acknowledgement of who you are is very important as well? So how do you feel when you say, I'm enough? I am good enough. When you look in the mirror tomorrow morning and you say, I am good enough, how's that going to feel? Well, it's supposed to feel good. Might feel awkward, but that's okay. We can deal with awkward. The point is that you're pushing through, again, creating this foundation, a new foundation from which you can grow and expand who you are, what you think about, what you are taking on, what you're up to in your life, all of that. Yeah. And, spot on there, Christabel, you're saying it's difficult to say believably. That's part of it. That, at first, it's going to feel tricky. It's going to feel awkward. It's going to feel like, am I? Now, what I want to add about this is important. There is no evidence needed for you to be able to claim that you're good enough. Now, so often people feel that they need evidence, like they need to have, gotten good results in school, perhaps, or got a degree, or maybe got that raise at work, or started a new business, or got a beautiful house, or got a fancy car. So we use a lot of things out there to kind of validate our worth, our worthiness. So what I'm saying to you here this evening is you don't need any of that. Now really listen to this. Just because you breathe and you are a magnificent creation, just as that fact is true, You are enough. So you don't need to go and find evidence. And this is huge. I mean, this is a huge thing to get your head around for some people. But just imagine for a moment how life-changing this is when you can grace yourself with or gift yourself with the ability to recognize your value and to powerfully say, I'm enough. I am enough. It is enough. And I'm enough. Like, think about that. I think, like Roxy says there, that's exactly it. You start to feel unstoppable. You feel powerful. You feel amazing. You feel unstoppable. And this is the world that I want to create with you. A world that now supports you, a world in your head. Now, you really want to understand this. This is a world that we are creating in your mind, in your head. Okay? It's your perception. And because you are powerful and because you have a powerful mind, you can create anything. And you can believe anything. So I'm inviting you to sign up for this belief that it is enough and that you are enough. And it's on this foundation that we're going to build something phenomenal. And for each of you, that something is going to be different. But that's okay. That's the fun part. That's the glorious, magical, miraculous part, that we don't know where this is going to go. But we're creating a foundation. So who's feeling like, okay, I like this. I am enough. I am enough. And thank you. Thank you. Thank you. And you can start to acknowledge that your attributes. Thank you for whatever you want to be thankful for about yourself. I think self-acknowledgement is a good thing. Sometimes we have a tendency to be not so kind to oneself. And sometimes we tend to overlook our wonderful attributes and skills because of conditioning. What's amazing and exciting for you here is that you can claim it. I am enough and we are enough. Exactly. And there's nothing to prove and nowhere to get to and no evidence needed. Imagine that. Right now, right here, in this moment. It is powerful. It is beautiful. It's life-changing if you let it in. Now, when I say let it in, I will add that it's not going to be something you just fully adopt and it's all wonderful. That little voice in your head is going to challenge you. It's going to challenge you. And that's okay. But I'm letting you know in advance. So when it does show up and wants to challenge you, you can go, I don't need to listen to that. And that's part of the journey together. And that's why we have the 12 weeks together, so that you can be supported and, immerse yourself into this energy of it is enough and you are enough, and understanding that that's the foundation on which to build your future. So, very exciting. Who's feeling excited? Woohoo! Who's feeling unstoppable? Like Roxy. Awesome. Okay, so actually, let me just back up there. I'm not going to go there now. So I'm going to pause just to give you all a chance to share. Yeah, excellent, Mana. Thank you. Yeah. Awesome. Hope you're getting tingles thinking about it. Like, this should be touching you in a way that you're like, hang on a sec, Linda. Yes, I'm in this. This is good. This is good. We can build on this. So while writing a few comments, which I love to see, I'm going to now share with you on a more practical level some specific actions that you're going to take following what we've covered so far. So just to recap how we started this evening about, how you feel about your money and how money is actually energy. But there is this common complaint that just seems to pull people's power away. It's not enough. It's not enough. When will it be enough? And now you know. You can make yourself about it being enough. And when you are going through, let's say, a challenge, and you in your mind can come back to it is enough, you'll start to see how much more powerful you are than you ever imagined. And that's powerful. And that's amazing. Okay, so are you ready now? We're going to go on to the next slide to share some practical steps. So everybody started, awesome. Yay! Yay, yay, yay. Good. Okay, let's go on to the next slide here. So let's take a look at what the first action step is. So we are creating that abundant mindset for you. That abundant mindset called it is enough. And I have enough. And I am enough. Now, what does it say there? It starts with a daily saving practice. Ooh. So how many of you love saving? How many of you love saving? Or let me ask that in a different way. How many of you would love to save more? Or how many of you would love to save every day? What would that look like? What would that look like? Me, says Naomi. Fantastic. Excellent, excellent. And you start to see how this, of course, is also a mindset together with a practice. Yeah, and that's something that also happens, Deborah, where you have the savings and then you have to borrow from the savings. So there's a couple of things I want to say about this. So first of all, you can see down there it says Albert Einstein says that the most powerful force in the universe is compound interest. So compound interest meaning earning interest on your savings and then earning interest on the interest. Okay. Now we're going to get obviously into this in much more detail further along in the course about saving. And it's a very important part of your financial planning. And the reason I'm bringing this in right from the get-go is that some of you might feel, well, or put it this way, I know that some of you are going to be feeling, well, I don't have any money to save at the moment. And it can take many different forms with regards to the saving practice. Even if you were to write an IOU for yourself, I don't know if any of you have ever done that before, where you have got an idea in your mind that you want to save a certain amount, and you just like tune in and see what would be that amount that you would want to save. Now, it may be that you can't actually or literally save it right now, but you're creating an intention for yourself. So even if it was 10 Rand every day, let's say. So at an absolute starting point, if there are no actual funds available right now, or some people even say to me, Linda, I don't have cash around me, and you're hardly going to do a transfer for 10 Rand. That's true, but you can start to do it in a tracking way. So you may decide, right, I'd like to save 10 Rand every day, and then come the end of the week, or maybe the end of the month rather, and that would equate to 300 Rand savings that you're now committing to do. So that's just one example where it's like an IOU to yourself. And of course, it could be, again, two sides, that either you don't have cash, so you can't save the actual cash, or you don't have the money just yet, but you're creating an IOU for yourself, so that when money does come in, you then pay yourself, because that's what saving is about, paying yourself first. Now, another way that one can save as well, and this can happen magically, where you go out for coffee or you go out for dinner, and the people that you're with, or the person you're with, offers to pay for your coffee or pay for your dinner. So guess what? You can save what you would have spent. So again, if you feel like I just can't afford to save, and that is a very common complaint, or a common experience that people will say to me, Linda, I can't afford to save. Suddenly you can find ways that you can save. Another example even might be a discount. Maybe you get a discount buying something, and where generally the money that you've saved on that purchase would just go back, just stay in your bank account, or if it was cash, it would just go back in your wallet. Suddenly you have a new way of taking care of that money. And so it can be as little as 1 Rand a day. The amount, what I wanted to just really stress here for you, is that the amount is not important. Rather, it's the practice. It's the fact that you're actually doing it. Okay, so who feels excited about the idea of saving? Who feels that, yes, they'd love to save more? And making saving a practice, like prioritizing it like this, is, well, it's an opportunity to take it to the next level. And the reason why I talk about a daily saving practice is that saving on a monthly basis is great, but it's about bringing that mindset and that awareness moment by moment, day by day. And that's awesome. Awesome, Marsha. That's fantastic. So you're saving through the growing your fruit and herbs. That's awesome. That's awesome. Exactly, Naomi. And that's also the important aspect that you're just highlighting there. It's like, it doesn't have to be a big amount. It's the principle. It's the principle that you want to harness. So so we talked about now earlier, creating this new foundation of it is enough. So this practice is something that honors that new belief that you're creating. And so you can either do it in an IOU on a piece of paper, and you just Brandon's diary. You'll see at the top of every page it says there, save today. So you can write down, I've saved 10 Rand or 5 Rand or 1 Rand, whatever your intuition tells you. And then at the end of the month, add it all up. Or at the end of 10 days, add it all up and do a transfer. And the reason why this is so important is this is an energy vibration that you are creating. Okay? So it's helping to match this new energy, this new perspective that you've created. And if you do it, you will get stronger. It's like a muscle. It's like building a muscle when you go to the gym. When you first go to the gym, they're hardly going to put you on the 50 kilogram weights. They'll probably give you the 1 kilogram weights to start with. You understand? Because you won't be able to do anything with the 50 kilograms. No, we wouldn't. But if you start with the 1 kilograms or the 2 kilograms, you build that muscle. And that's what you're doing. You're going to build a saving muscle. And it's going to be a muscle that you're going to become very proud of, over the journey. So, so really I'm speaking to everyone. Even if you feel like you have no money to save, you can start to make your saving practice come alive through your intention and through your commitment. And as Roxy says, the act of saving does give you, and it supports that feeling of abundance. So it's essential, and even though this is just session 1 and this is just the very first step, this is a practice you can keep going with, for the rest of your life. the amount could just increase. You really can have a lot of fun with this practice. And even if it just starts on paper. And yeah, you can just also think twice, do you need something or do you just want it? So can you choose to not buy something and actually keep your money? So you are going to find yourself having opportunities for victories, little victories along the way that are so important and so energizing. And these are the things that you'll, get to share with the group. And these are the things we want to hear about because your success contributes to the rest of the group in terms of their success. Okay, is everybody getting a sense of this and kind of going, yeah, okay, this is cool. I could build on this. I hope so. I hope so. So that's step number 1. So it's a very actionable step, obviously. And then I bring you to step number 2. So again, also action step, practical things that you can do. So I don't know how many of you like to check your bank balance or how many of you avoid checking your bank balance. But guess what? That's going to be part of your homework to check your bank balance. To check your bank balance. Now, I know it's not going to your favorite. I love that, Rion. Now, check your bank balance every day. Okay, there's a reason for this. Okay, so I invite you to trust the process and check your bank balance. And I want you to report to the group. I checked my bank balance and I felt terrible. I checked my bank balance and I didn't want to do it. Whatever experience you have, it's okay. It's real. But I want you to do it. I want you to check your bank balance every day. Now, you don't have to tell us what your bank balance is. That's not the purpose of the exercise. Rather, it's about just noticing and observing yourself in this exercise. Okay, so it's very subtle. It's not a big deal, but just notice what happens when you check your bank balance every day for the next week. Okay, so I hope you're all writing this down. This is your homework every day for the next week. The next exercise is to start tracking what you spend and what you make. Now, when I say what you make, this will apply for people who run their own businesses. Okay? You need to know where it's going. Where is it going? So, for this exercise, I do have a day-to-day spend sheet. It's a document that actually is in the diary. So if you have the diary, you can use that. But if not, I'm going to email a copy to you. In fact, tomorrow you all will get an email from me, just a follow-up from today's session, highlighting the key points, as well as a couple other things, including this tracking sheet. So can I ask how many of you have already done this, where you've tracked what you spent? Maybe you've done it for a month or done it for a few weeks, just to see where your money goes. So this is also a very liberating exercise. I say liberating because it gives you clarity. Yes, it can also occur as a chore. It can also occur as, oh my word, I don't know where it's gone. I can't keep up with this. But this also highlights for you the importance of this exercise. And that if you're not doing it, you are on the back foot. You are setting yourself up to not win the game of money. Okay? And you don't want to not win, you want to win. That's why you're here. You want to win the game of money. Okay? And to win the game of money, you need to engage. And you need to engage happily. Okay? You need to engage happily. And so if you've done it off and on, that's great. So now we're going to do it on. Brianna, because it's revealing. It's revealing. And again, not from a judgmental point of view, and I'm sure you're starting to get the theme. I keep saying that. No judgment here. And I hope that frees you up a lot. Like, let go of the judgment. You know, you're hard enough on yourself already. We don't need to add it in here. What we need here rather is engagement and observation and acknowledgement and sharing. Sharing. Now, the reason I share, or what I mean by sharing, is sharing with the group. And the reason I say that is because it's in the sharing that everybody gets a deeper insight into what's happening in the lives of others. So it's exciting. In fact, that's the energy that you really want to be having in this journey, that it's exciting and it's new, and like you're living your life on the edge, but not on the edge of catastrophe, on the edge of creation and on the edge of power, because you've got all that. You've got all that. It's just that this money thing has blocked your view of how incredible you are. Do you get that? I mean, you are so incredible, you just don't get it because money has been like haunting you. It's been holding you back. It's been like you've been a prisoner. So taking these action steps will build your relationship with money. Have you feel more at ease? Have you feel more as a master of your money management? More in control, more at ease, more powerful, more creative even. And yeah, creating the stage for miracles. Yes, we want miracles. From my lips to God's ears, miracles, please. And they do happen, I have to add, they do happen. So just keep our eyes open. So that's step number 3. Track what you spend and what you make, okay? And we'll expand on that later, but just for the next 7 days to track, and see what's going on. And then step number 4, and we've hinted on this already, so it's probably not going to come as a big surprise for you at all, but that is to express gratitude. Gratitude for what you have. And also for those of you who have got the diary, you'll know that on a daily basis there is a little section where you can record the things that you're grateful for. So that's a wonderful practice to have, where you record the things that are already in your life, or you acknowledge the things that you are grateful for in advance. But starting off with the things that you already have in your life, this also reinforces the statement of and the context of it is enough. I have enough and I am grateful for what I have. And when I say grateful for what I have, what I want you to also expand and include in that is to be also grateful for the challenges. Okay, did you hear that? I'll just say that again. To also be grateful for the challenges. To also be grateful for the things that are not working so well. Now, that's quite a hard one to take in. But I'm saying it intentionally because when you can absorb and be grateful even for the challenges, you will pass through them even, I believe, more easily. It's when we resist the challenges and when we get upset about the challenges and that we get frustrated about the challenges and we don't like the challenges, well, then the challenges are going to just be harder to get through. Versus embracing them, expressing gratitude, looking for opportunities to learn, to grow, and having it just be a positive experience ultimately. Which is what you want for your life. You want your life to be a positive and amazing experience. And gratitude is powerful. And I'm sure many of you know this, but now I'm inviting you to include your money under the heading of gratitude and include even the challenges under the heading of gratitude. Because you know what? The more you do that, the less challenging they become. And, you may hear me saying that right now, and you might go, oh, really? Well, is that true? So you need to test it. Don't even take my word for it. Test it. Test it for yourself and see what gratitude can bring to your life. And I'm sure many of you have already experienced some of that. And if you have, awesome. Take it to the next level. Take it to the next level. Because you can, because you're powerful. And however powerful you think you are, guess what? I have news. You're even more powerful. Really. The more I do this work, the more I get it for myself and I get it for my clients. And I have to make sure that you get it. Okay. And it's exciting. And it doesn't mean that there won't be challenges. There will be. But you can do it. You truly can. And that's amazing. Okay, so on to step number 5. There's one more step after this. So there's only 6. Don't worry, not too many, just 6. So the next point that I'm bringing your attention to here, as you can see, are to notice your thoughts. The stuff we think about. Now again, I want to highlight here, what you want to go to work on ignoring is that little voice. That little voice that undermines you, plants the seeds of doubt. Guess what? You don't need to listen. And look at what the little picture or the little slide on the screen says right now. It says there, the primary cause of unhappiness is never the situation, but your thoughts about it. Because our thoughts are, well, they're huge. So you need to go to work on what thoughts you are allowing to show up in your headspace. And if they're not supportive, encouraging, empowering, and positive thoughts, you need to evict them. Do not let them rent that free space in your mind. So how you do this may be that you take some time at the end of the day and reflect on thoughts. Or if you notice it happening during the day, just kind of go, oh my word, there go those negative thoughts. And then release them. Because you are the only gatekeeper for the thoughts that enter your mind. Nobody else can be your gatekeeper. This is your job. This is your job. But if you're focusing on it is enough and you are enough, and if you're focusing on gratitude and you're tracking your income and you being deliberate and you're being focused, then there's going to be less time for these negative thoughts to show up. Okay. But again, it's not a judgmental exercise. Just be the observer. Just notice the thoughts. Just notice the thoughts. Yeah, mind viruses. Exactly. Okay, which brings me to the next natural step, and that will be what you say about money. What you say. What you say. So you might find yourself going around saying a lot of things like, I have enough. Go and tell people, I have enough. I have more than enough. Or you might say here's a lovely idea as well, when you're making a payment for something, let's say whether you're paying cash, buying something, or you're swiping your card, or you're doing an EFT payment or anything, you can say something like this. You can say, there's more of where that came from. Because you're understanding the power of your words. So you want to bless the payments that you make. You want to bless the money that you send out, and you want to bless the money that comes in. So everything becomes, you're creating a very, sorry, just to finish my sentence. So everything becomes a very positive experience. You have the power to create your experience irrespective of your bank balance. Okay? So you no longer want your bank balance to set the tone for your day or for your week or for your month. Because as you shift your speaking and your thinking and your focus about your money, as you shift and expand and grow and focus on that abundance from within, guess what? over time, your bank balance can actually catch up. So just imagine that for a moment. You're going to give your bank balance a chance to catch up with your positive mindset. And so many people have it the wrong way around. They often think that, when their bank balance is in good shape, then they'll feel happy and then they'll feel satisfied and then they can, feel like it's enough. So I'm just switching it up for you. Oh, what you can say, great for asking. What you can say is whenever you make a payment to say there is more where that came from. There is more where that came from. So you are, you're blessing the money going out, and you're blessing it that it's going into the economy and it's helping other people. So, whatever services or products you're paying for, you actually bless that money going out. So there's not a sense of resentment or upset or judgment or anything. And then you affirm there's more where that came from, which means you are, again, affirming, thank you. I'm ready to accept more. Yeah, exactly, Roxy. Fantastic. So pay attention to what you say. And again, if you say things that you realize, oh, I shouldn't say that, just breathe, forgive yourself, and allow yourself to move forward. Now, there's something I want to share with you. I think it's actually in my second session, but I'm going to share this with you anyway. And if it is in the second session, then, which is a module that you'll receive from me, then then you'll just get to see it again. Something that you all can do, which is very, very powerful. It's called the elastic band method. How many of you have heard of the elastic band method? So what you do, as far as this exercise is concerned, you put that elastic band around your wrist, okay? And this is for dealing with that little voice, okay? So that little voice might go off on a tangent and have something to say that's not empowering, or planting seeds of doubt. And what you do is, with this elastic band, it's kind of sore. You pull that elastic band away from your wrist, on the inside of your wrist, and what do? You snap it back. You let it snap back. So they say it's a physiological effect that, it's very painful, and you kind of snap your way out of negative self-talk and negative thinking. So you're welcome to try that as well. It's pretty powerful. It helps you to sharpen your focus as far as the words that you're using in your life when you talk about your money. Okay, so that's the elastic band method. Okay, so that was point number 6. And so some key points to leave you with here out of tonight's session. So as you see, noticing is the beginners. So what we're doing here, and what we will be doing through this journey together, is raising your level of consciousness around your money. Okay, and starting with this powerful foundation of it is enough. And what you really want to also know about those thoughts of yours, and I love this statement because it's so powerful, but until you notice those thoughts, guess what? They think you. And you have no choice about your actions. Pretty powerful. Pretty powerful. So until you notice your thoughts, they are thinking you. So you're just running on default. And you have no choice. And so I'm inviting you to hold the energy of abundance in your heart. So when that thought of, oh, I don't have enough comes in, guess what? You'll simply replace it of, I have enough, and I'm not choosing to buy that right now. So, because having enough does not mean that you would just spend it. Having enough still has you be discerning. And there are choices that you will make from a different point of view now, because you're coming from a place of abundance. Makes sense? And you're validating what you have. You're validating yourself, because you're the powerhouse. You're the one. You are the one. You're the one who will make it happen through this journey together. Okay, recap on your action steps. So I'm sure you're all clear now. A daily saving practice. So it can be a literal saving, cash into a glass jar. It can be a saving that you record in a notebook and you add it up periodically and transfer the savings to a separate bank account. Plus, you start to check that bank balance and notice how you feel. And if you can say it is enough when you look at your bank balance, it is enough, or it's okay, then track what comes in and what goes out. So again, awareness and consciousness. And sometimes you might consider whether you need something or whether you just want something. And that is an abundant practice. That is not a scarcity practice. When you say no to something that you don't really need right now and you decide to keep your money, that is an abundant practice, because it's building your financial strength for the future. And of course, you want to bring gratitude in for what you have and for what you're grateful for in advance. Notice your thoughts, be aware of them, harness the power of your words, and those two go together with regards to the elastic band method. So if you're thinking things that are just undermining you, that little elastic band technique can be very handy. So it's just a little band around your wrist, no big deal, but it's kind of painful. So you really do sting and snap your way out of that negativity. So those are the action steps that are going to follow tonight's session. So breathe that in. Whew, just breathe it in. A whole new world awaits with the foundation of it is enough. And it's created through your words tonight. Cool. Now, I also want to introduce you to an amazing book, which some of you may have heard of or may already have read. And it fits in perfectly with some of the things we've covered tonight. The 4 Agreements. And those 4 agreements are to be impeccable with your word, how do we reward ourselves? Christabel, how about this? Here's an idea. How about you save more? All those positive thoughts. You put 5 Rand into your saving jar. Just an idea. But I love that. Yeah, reward yourselves for those positive thoughts. Fantastic. Okay, so the 4 agreements, the impeccable with your word. I love this one because, and how this, sorry, let me just add, how this occurs for me in terms of your finances is to honor and do what you say you will do. So when it comes to your finances, when you are impeccable with your word, then your plans take life. Your plans are for real. There's nothing worse than making the plans and then it never works out, and then you just give up and you feel powerless and you feel hopeless and you feel frustrated. So bringing power, or the power of your words, to your finances is pretty critical. Okay, so this again is a muscle we're going to be working on over time to bring that level of impeccability to your money. And then I love this one too. Don't take anything personally. Like, woohoo! It's not personal. So if you're struggling with your finances right now, which is probably why you're here, don't take it personally. It's just simply time to take action. to make it better. It's not personal, but you do have the power, and you're starting to understand that you have the power. And as that understanding grows, so your financial strength and financial clarity will grow as well. So it's a very exciting journey. Then, don't make assumptions. Don't make assumptions. So don't don't make guesses, get clarity, be sure, know what you're dealing with. And then the final one, what I love, is always do your best. Always do your best. And acknowledge yourself. So self-acknowledgement goes hand in hand with that. You're doing your best. Give yourself that acknowledgement and understand your value. And it's through that acknowledgement that your value can grow, or your sense of value, your sense of self-value. So that's an amazing book. So I highly recommend it. If you've got it, maybe you read it again. If you don't, it's something you could look at getting for yourself. It's just a small book, literally with just the just the four main sections. As Anne Rand says here, so money is only a tool, and it'll take you wherever you wish, but it will not replace you as the driver. So what I'm really wanting you to understand and to see this evening is that you are the driving force, and you hold more power than you ever believed possible. And that's what we're going to be harnessing as the weeks unfold, for you to grasp and to understand just how much power you have. And with the correct tools and the correct guidance and the correct intentions and the mindset all together, build you to become more and more powerful. So I want to leave you with this as well. In case nobody's told you today, you are amazing, and I believe in you. I believe in you, and that's why you're on this course with me. That's why we're starting this journey, because I believe in what's possible for you, and your being here tonight has been an amazing first step to take to grow these muscles. So there's probably, you're starting to see there's a few muscles. There's the muscle of your words, there's the muscle of saving, but it's all good. It's all designed to leave you feeling empowered and strengthened to be able to move forward and to continue to grow and expand your strength around your finances. Okay, so we are about to wrap up. My question to you is, any questions? Any questions? So as the screen says, give thanks for all the blessings which have not yet been received but are already on their way. So if another thing that you can take away tonight is to make a list for yourself, of the things that you are grateful for that are on their way, because this helps to define what it is that you're wanting to attract, what you're wanting to energetically attract to you with your magnetic power. And just remember, money is energy, and this energy vibrates, and you are vibrating. And you want to make sure your magnetic power vibrates at the same level and at the same vibration as the things that you want to attract. So it's an amazing journey that lies ahead of us. I'm so, so excited to be taking you on this journey and to be able to just share my philosophies, my beliefs, my ideas that people have used to change their relationship with money and to expand their results and to believe in themselves even more. So yeah, I'll be here for a few more minutes before we wrap up. Thank you for being here. Thank you so much for joining me, for participating, for sharing and answering the questions and asking. And like, woohoo! That's how I'm feeling. So how you're feeling? I'm like, woohoo! It is enough. It is enough. That's your new mantra. And you know what? Test it. Test it. test it, play with it, have fun with it. And I want to add as well, there's nothing rigid about this. So this is not about trying to get it all right. This is not about worrying about getting it all done. This is about taking the next step. This is about staying engaged. This is about immersing yourself in the things you're learning, and using me and the others in the group to share and to get support and to get questions answered, or to create even an accountability structure that you want to create. There's just so much power and energy here that I want you to tap into. And this is where, even the journey of asking can begin, where you can ask for what you need, and not hold back, and, really express yourself, to practice that asking, So Marsha, I'll be sending an email tomorrow, which will be an outline of the key points we've covered here tonight. Plus, there is the recorded version of this session. So if there's anything that you felt you missed, the recorded version is available from tomorrow, and you can revisit it at any time. And all those sessions are recorded, and then just a few logistics to share with everyone. So next Thursday you will get an email from me. So instead of joining me live next Thursday evening, you will receive an email from me with module 2. And module 2 is a PDF document. It's maybe about 10 pages or so, of obviously content to read and exercises to do, which will follow on from what we've created here this evening. And then the following Thursday is the Thursday before Easter. So I'm not going to do a live session. I thought, since it's the beginning of the Easter weekend and it's school holidays and so on, there won't be any session. So you actually have a pause week. So we're going to have this session tonight, and you're going to have the module next week, and then nothing that following Thursday. So real opportunity to sort of integrate and make sure you've attended to all the assignments and done your feedback and so on. And then the following Thursday, which is then after the Easter weekend, that's when we're going to have session 3, which is the live session again like this. And that's where I introduce you to the creating your financial vision. And that's a very, very exciting session. And thereafter, session 4 is also a module. And then session 5 is live again. And I will send all those dates out to you, just so you've got them handy and you can put them into your diary, so you know what to expect and you know what's happening when. And if you have any questions, you're welcome to message me. You've all got my cell phone number. You can WhatsApp me privately. You can also WhatsApp the group. And just to keep the communication going. Oh, shame. Now Deborah says, please repeat. Deborah, and I'm not sure what you're meaning. Are you referring to the next week? So next week is a module, I was saying. Is that what you're asking me about? Okay, I'll just share that quickly again about the module. So your next Thursday is a module, and the following Thursday before Easter weekend, there's no session. Then after that, of course, we'll be doing the financial vision, which I absolutely love. And there are a lot of good things, lots of different things to be aware of, different ideas to support you in this journey. So I hope that answered your question, Deborah. Whew. So I've been talking for quite a long time now. That's okay. All good. My favorite topic, I have to say. My favorite topic. So how's everybody feeling? Maybe just write one word in the chat box as we wrap up this evening. What would one or two words describe how are you feeling now? Are you energized? Are you excited? Are you ready? Ready to do the homework? I think that is one of the key things that I want to add, that it's about engaging, and that means being here at the sessions. That means doing the work in terms of your modules that you get. Awesome. So I can see a lot of positive things. Better than 2 hours ago. Excellent, Rian. Fantastic. Feeling excited. Yeah, and I want to add as well that this is a journey, okay? And it's not about getting it right. It's about engaging and bringing yourself to this conversation and sharing with the group and getting the support you need. There's just so many opportunities to just practice the things you need to build on, as in making clear requests, being clear about what you want, and having more clarity with your money, and having it be fun. I think that's the other important component that I want you to know, that this journey is supposed to be fun. It's maybe at times some hard work, and well, let's rather put it that it's actual work, that you need to do some stuff, but I want it to be fun for you. And yeah, start believing in your dreams, because it starts with you. It starts with you, but that's the good news, because you are powerful. A lot of work to do, and that's okay, as long as you can embrace it and take it on as a welcome challenge. And the more you immerse yourself in it and create it as a fun exercise, the more pleasurable it's going to be. And when the results come along and the miracles come along, well, then we get to celebrate. So that's really, 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 really awesome. So thank you. I'm just feeling like, oh my word, can't believe we've come to the end of session 1 already. Wow, it's just so amazing. So we've covered a lot tonight, and so thank you for being here. Thank you for being part of the group and taking notes and taking action, and I look forward to this journey that we have just begun. Just begun. So thank you, and good night.